A single scroll, unearthed from the dust of millennia, or perhaps a corrupt string of code flickering in the digital abyss. On its surface, a language unlike any other, not a means of communication, but a vector of cognitive contagion. This is the story of a lost text, a linguistic entity seemingly engineered to be dangerous. The first scholar to lay eyes upon it, a respected linguist named Dr. Alistair Finch, reported an immediate and unsettling effect. The symbols, he wrote in his frantic final notes, didn't just sit on the page. They seemed to writhe, to pulse with a malevolent light. He described a low, persistent hum that wasn't auditory, but felt a vibration that resonated deep within his skull. It was as if the script itself was trying to break through the barrier of his perception, clawing its way into his consciousness. Finch believed he had found a key to a forgotten civilization. Instead, he had unlocked a cage. The language itself was the creature. We'll call it Logovore. The word its structure defies every linguistic principle known to man. It possesses what can only be described as an impossible grammar. Its syntax folds in on itself, creating recursive loops that trap the processing centers of the brain. Sentences don't end. They embed themselves into the next, forming a parasitic chain of logic that spirals into infinity. The characters themselves are not mere representations of sound or concept. They are visual viruses. Each glyph appears to be a composite of primal psychological trigger patterns that evoke innate fears, shapes that mimic predatory eyes, curves that suggest both organic decay and fractal geometry. When observed, they don't simply convey meaning. They hijack the optic nerve, bypassing rational interpretation and injecting their raw, chaotic data directly into the beholder's mind. It is a language that isn't read. It's contracted. The true horror of Logovore is not in its appearance, but in its function. This is not a language that communicates information. It is a language that overwrites it. The process is a form of cognitive breakdown, a systematic demolition of the self. Victims initially experience symptoms akin to severe aphasia, losing their ability to form words in their native tongue. But it's far more insidious than simple memory loss. Their internal monologue, the very voice of their thoughts, begins to be replaced. Stray glyphs from the Logovore script start appearing in their mind's eye, unbidden. Soon, these glyphs link together, forming alien sentences that echo in the silent theater of the skull. The language doesn't just fill the void, it actively consumes the host's existing neural pathways, restructuring the brain from the inside out. Their memories, their personality, their very identity are methodically deconstructed and replaced by the cold, alien logic of the script. The mind is not just infected, it is colonized. The victim becomes a hollow vessel, their consciousness a ghost trapped within a prison of foreign thought, haunted by a single, looping command that promises a terrible form of release. Is such a thing truly possible? Could language be weaponized to this terrifying degree? We often think of ancient curses as the stuff of fantasy, but we are living in an age of informational warfare. Consider the subtle power of their ability to place false words into trusted mouths, eroding our sense of reality. Think of coded messages and mimetic phrases that spread through the digital ecosystem like wildfire. capable of polarizing societies and inciting action on a global scale. Perhaps the logivore is not an ancient anomaly, but a glimpse into a future potential, a cognitive hazard waiting to be perfected. It suggests that language, our most fundamental tool for connection and understanding, can be inverted, twisted into a weapon that targets the mind itself. What if the most dangerous phrase in the world isn't a command to destroy, but a symbol that makes you forget you were ever human in the first place? It forces us to ask a chilling question when we speak, when we lead weight, when we communicate. What exactly are we building inside each other's minds?